Now at 9, the city of Carthage has a settlement in its lawsuit with the former city administrator, but admits no wrongdoing. Plus, the city of Joplin offers a unique way to encourage historic preservation.
Imagine going from Los Angeles to New York in 45 minutes. Coming up, we'll show you an aircraft that can do it and why the U.S. military is paying close attention.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A lawsuit claiming retaliation in Carthage is now settled. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The city of Carthage settles its lawsuit with former city administrator Greg Dagnan. Now, Dagnan claims council members and officials retaliated against him for reporting theft within the administration and violations of law. In April 2024, Carthage City Council voted multiple times to fire Dagnan, but Mayor Dan Reif initially blocked the decision, citing Missouri's Sunshine Law. He said the vote was not listed on the meeting agenda. Dagnan's lawsuit notes several instances in April and on May 10th when the council falsely announced his termination. On May 30th, the mayor allowed the council's decision to stand. Dagnan filed his lawsuit on May 17th before learning he would be let go. Fast forward to February when a judge issued a partial ruling, and now the city of Carthage has settled the rest of the lawsuit with Dagnan. Specific details of the settlement were not released. The city's insurance did cover most costs, with the city paying a $1,000 deductible and denying any wrongdoing. Authorities in Massachusetts launch an investigation involving a former Cherokee County, Kansas deputy and a juvenile. The Fall River, Massachusetts Police Department contacted the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office last month regarding the investigation. That department had discovered what appeared to be an inappropriate relationship between Garrett Gayoso of Baxter Springs and a juvenile in Massachusetts. After verifying the information with the KBI, the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office placed Gayoso on administrative leave. The deputy has since resigned. Last week, an arrest warrant was issued for Gayoso for the charge of obscene material. Gayoso's attorney says plans are underway for Gayoso to surrender himself to law enforcement authorities in Massachusetts. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, and it definitely turned out to be a warm day for us today. Temperatures upper 80s to near 90 degrees. We're going to stay into the 80s over the next several days. We could get a couple random showers in our southern counties on Thursday, which I guess I need to change that. And then thunderstorm chances on Friday morning, and then a severe threat really picking up this weekend and then heading into next week. Few clouds kind of streaming through by Thursday morning. It's still going to be warm tomorrow, smidge cooler, lower 80s for highs, random shower in our southern counties. Friday morning it starts to get a little interesting. We'll have to see if we can get a couple supercells that could be hail makers, kind of get going mid to late morning and then drift east as we go through the morning hours. 88 for a high today. Look at that, well above our average high of 76. We'll talk more about those storms here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, history will meet fun this weekend during a treasure hunt in Joplin. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more about the event.
Paula Callahan is a hairdresser at Paula's Beauty Shop in Joplin. But in her free time, she's a volunteer with Historic Murphyburg Preservation Incorporated.
Joplin has rich, beautiful history. Found this was a boom town, in the 1900s, so there's a lot of history, a lot of stories.
And this Saturday, that organization is kicking off its very first treasure hunt to celebrate Historic Preservation Month and to take participants through Joplin's most iconic locations.
Everybody's going to get a little pink wristband. They're going to get instructions, the rules of the game, and then we'll give the clue at 10 o'clock and everybody spreads off across town.
Participants will solve clues that lead them to historic sites and landmarks across town.
The clues will be in order. You will see a sign like this at each of the locations.
Callahan, who's on the planning committee of the event, says the goal of the hunt is to create a fun way for residents to delve into Joplin's rich history.
Little tidbits of history, and we hope they go in and do more investigating and find out more about them.
Callahan encourages everyone from the community to come along for the adventure.
I hope to see a lot of faces. I hope to see a lot of new faces.
Reporting in Joplin, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Well, the first person to solve all the clues in the correct order wins a $1,000 prize. Well, coming up, how clean is your water?
There's a high possibility you may be using more water due to the weather, but have you ever wondered how clean that water is? I spoke to a local company who says they have some of the cleanest water in town. I'm Lonnie Walton in Carthage. I'll have that story coming up.
And later, a Pittsburgh Purple Dragon will take his high school skills to the next level for military training. Baxter Springs Public Schools is alerting parents that a case of whooping cough was diagnosed in an individual associated with the high school. According to a letter sent to parents, the respiratory illness is highly contagious. It spreads through coughing or sneezing, and those considered a close contact should expect a call from the Cherokee County Health Department. Well, people who spend more time sitting or lying down are more likely to develop Alzheimer's disease. A study by Vanderbilt University Medical Center found a link between sedentary time and neurodegeneration. Even when people exercised regularly, they still faced a high risk of Alzheimer's if they spent a lot of time sitting or lying down. With warmer temperatures upon us, there's a high possibility you'll be drinking or using a little more water. Carthage Water and Electric today let folks see behind the curtain of what they say is some of the cleanest water in the state. KOAM's Lonnie Walton reports.
I spoke to the owner of Lawson's Auto in Carthage. He says due to the weather and the nature of his job, he has to drink a lot of water.
Probably a couple gallons a day.
Jerry Lawson is the owner of Lawson Auto in Carthage. He's one of those workers that spend several hours in the hot sun.
Like 10 to 12 hours a day, cars and trucks, and it's hot right now.
With that said, Lawson doesn't have to worry about going to the grocery store for his water. He can just grab it from the sink. According to Carthage Water and Electric, his town has the best water in the state.
Last year, we were actually named the Water System of the Year for the state of Missouri, so by the MRWA. So.
Clifton Kester is the water treatment manager at CWEP. He says,
in my opinion, I say it's the best around. I'm a proud tap drinker, so I support any tap drinker.
These two says there's a lot of work that goes into keeping these waters pure.
Water is pumped through 11 deep water wells located throughout the city of Carthage. They're pumped into the water's pumped into the water treatment plant, and then it's treated here.
This is our filter console. It controls all the valves to allow water in and out and to drain the filter. This is the laboratory where the water is tested 24 hours a day for the highest quality.
I asked Larson how proud he is of the water system in Carthage.
Good. That's definite. I mean, at least you'll stay hydrated.
Reporting in Carthage, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Now, Lonnie also spoke with a few others in the community who say they're proud to live in a city that cares about its water system. Well, Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, despite concerns about the economy, the unofficial start to summer is starting on a record note, with many folks looking to cruise. We check out the summer cruise forecast.
Well, it turned out to be a great Wednesday for us today. Upper 80s for high. So we were up there not far from a record high, just about 3 degrees shy or so. It's going to stay warm, not quite as warm tomorrow as what we did see today, but we start near 70 degrees and then a quick warm up through the morning hours. Let's stop at about noon. Partly cloudy skies near 80. There could be a random shower in our far southern counties as we go through the afternoon. Here's 5:30 p.m. near our daytime highs, 81, 82, 83 degrees across the region. Tomorrow night, pretty much clear skies, a little bit cooler. We drop back near 60, but a warm front lifts through during the morning, and with it, we could see a few isolated thunderstorms. If those could get going, it'd be mid to late morning, and most likely they would be hail makers, but they could pack a little bit of a punch as they work out of the region and then produce severe weather off to our east. Then Friday afternoon is going to be fine, temperatures near 80 degrees. 75 in the morning, 79 by noon. Let's go high temp, 82 on your Thursday. Still windy. I mean, today was breezy / windy. Same thing over the next couple days. Tonight into tomorrow morning, winds still gusting 20 upwards to 30 at times. They calm down a little bit tomorrow afternoon. So just a light breeze, and then pick up again with that warm front shifting through on Friday. So a little windy out there as we go through the next couple days. Outside, Great Shot Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam. We are looking northeast right through downtown. 76 in Monette, still 81 at Grand Lake, 79 in Independence, much of the same in Iola. Tracking thunderstorms, northern parts of the plains, storm system kicking out, so you can see the severe weather starting the severe weather trend for about the next week out across Nebraska into South Dakota. This system is the same one that could give us a few random thunderstorms Friday morning, but in general, our next bigger system, it's out west, the Gulf of Alaska, and that will really affect us Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So on Friday, that small window, we could get some strong to low-grade severe storms mid to late morning. On Saturday, that shift slides south. We're on the northern fringe for a few thunderstorms Saturday evening and Saturday night. On Sunday, the main threat kind of Wichita to Oak City, but we will have a threat when they get in Sunday night. Let's go into Monday, that threat right on top of us, and then on Tuesday, it starts to slide toward the east. So we got a lot to watch, especially as we get into next week. 82 on your Thursday. Let's go 83 on Friday. We stay into the 80s all the way through the weekend and early next week, but those thunderstorm chances each and every day, and then we cool down a little bit and dry out the second half of next week.
All right, well, get ready for some rain.
Yeah, it's gonna rain.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, it was a big signing day for a Purple Dragon today, but not for sports. John Lee, a student at Pittsburgh High School, signs to take his military skills to the University of Southern California's Naval ROTC.
Through being in that environment for a little bit, I've just learned that it connects so many people in such strong ways, and it also just like builds you up as an individual to where you can be the true form of yourself while also spurring that same growth from everyone else around you.
Upon graduation from the university's Naval ROTC, midshipmen are commissioned as Marine Second Lieutenants or Navy Ensigns. Coming up, the summer cruise outlook.
Summer travel is just around the corner, and this year, more people are expected to cruise than ever before. I'm Lydia Hu with the Fox Business Network. Coming up, we talk with the Royal Caribbean CEO about the wind and the company's sales.
Summer is almost here, and despite concerns about the economy, the travel season is off to a record start, especially in the cruise industry. Fox Business correspondent Lydia Hu is at Chelsea Piers in New York City with more.
AAA expects that more people will take a cruise this year than ever before. 19 million people, a third consecutive year of a record for the cruising industry. And Royal Caribbean is part of that enthusiasm and optimism for the industry. The company just reported first quarter results and delivered higher than expected earnings. It also raised its forward-looking guidance. Royal Caribbean CEO Jason Liberty tells us the Royal Caribbean consumer is strong.
Our average consumer has a household income of about $125,000 plus. They have great jobs, and they generally seem to be very secure in how they see the outlook for employment. Now, at the same time, they might be a little bit more watchful because of a lot of noise that's in the environment, but they're not willing to trade the building of memories and experiences with their friends and family.
Does Royal Caribbean have questions about tariffs? Liberty says yes. They wonder how tariffs will ultimately impact the consumer. But there are some economic conditions that are helping the company. For one, energy prices are down.
A weaker dollar helps because we about 20% of our guests come from outside the U.S. and so that helps on that side. It does make our ships a little bit more expensive because we buy all of our ships in euros because the ships are built in Europe, so it makes the ships a little bit more expensive when we build them. And of course, fuel prices are definitely a tailwind.
Well, as Royal Caribbean is navigating an uncertain environment, the company is announcing some major investments. They're unveiling new ships that will set sail in the coming years, new exclusive destinations for their customers, and the company is announcing a new investment, $6 billion in the United States to update port infrastructure. Reporting from New York City, Lydia Hu for Fox Business.
Well, the consumer price index rose 2.3% in April compared to last year, and that's slightly lower than economists had predicted, but still higher than the Federal Reserve's goal of 2%. The number driven by high housing costs and an uptick in energy prices like electricity and natural gas, despite lower prices at the pump. Grocery prices dropped 0.1% compared to March, with the price of eggs down more than 12%. Up next, Missouri Southern dedicates its new baseball clubhouse. We take you to the celebration. Missouri Southern student athletes, coaches from present and past, and donors gathered this evening for the unveiling of the new Rod Anderson baseball clubhouse at Warren Turner Field. The clubhouse features a locker room, coach's office, and a meeting room. It's named after Rod Anderson, a 1976 graduate of the Plaster School of Business and longtime supporter of Missouri Southern athletics.
In the fall of 2021, we dedicated the Rasmussen indoor baseball and softball hitting facility. So that's out here. And now the clubhouse out here, this really becomes a one-stop shop for our baseball student athletes to be able to come out and have all the amenities that they need for their experience here at Missouri Southern from an athletic standpoint.
The new clubhouse was made possible through 100% private funding and the support of 107 individual donors. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. House Republicans worked through the night marking up President Trump's big, beautiful bill, but it's not clear if lawmakers will be able to make the Memorial Day deadline. And the Pentagon leans on private companies to close the gap with China when it comes to developing state-of-the-art hypersonic missiles.
Big Bang Theory.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. House Republicans are sprinting to the finish line with President Trump's big, beautiful bill. But it's not clear if the party will remain united or if House Speaker Mike Johnson will come up short on GOP votes. Ryan Schmelz has more from Washington.
I think things are moving in the right direction.
House Republicans say they're on track to meet a Memorial Day deadline for passage of President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, which would put into law much of the president's agenda, including making his 2017 tax cuts permanent.
We're very optimistic about the path ahead. We got a few more details to work out, but we're going to work them out.
But a major sticking point has emerged. Republicans in districts with higher state and local taxes want increased deductions to offset those taxes.
We know that if that number is ultimately offered to us, we'll say yes, and we'll get the heck out of the room.
And it's causing a rift with their colleagues who are prioritizing cost cutting.
They're asking for something that's very costly, but yet they're not willing to find the savings. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Another major point of contention, possible cuts to Medicare and Medicaid.
They want to kill the sick.
Tensions flared on Capitol Hill, the Energy and Commerce Committee, which oversees Medicaid spending and is responsible for finding $880 billion in government spending cuts. Republicans claim they'll find the money through eliminating waste and fraud, but Democrats say that's not realistic and services will be impacted.
These devastating cuts will make Americans, particularly children, sicker, hungrier, and poorer.
GOP leadership says a vote is likely to happen next week, and if it does pass in the House, it faces an uncertain fate in the Senate. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Well, last week's clash between ICE agents and Democratic lawmakers in Newark now shifts to the halls of Congress. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem testified on Capitol Hill, calling for the censure of those involved. Now, Noem says footage shows members of Congress slamming their bodies into the law enforcement officers, shoving them, and screaming profanities in their faces. Noem says they stormed in without advance warning. However, in a separate hearing, Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons ensured members of Congress they can inspect detention facilities with or without appointments. Well, the nation's outdated air traffic control system is in major need of an overhaul. The issue no more glaring than at Newark International Airport, where ATCs have dealt with 3 system outages in the span of just a couple of weeks. Delays at Newark so bad, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says he rerouted his own wife to a different airport to avoid the headaches there. Now, Duffy was on Capitol Hill today talking to lawmakers about what his department is doing to address the problems. Connor Hansen reports.
A string of technology outages have caused chaos at New Jersey's Newark Airport over the past few weeks. On his way to testify to Congress, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy was optimistic that a fix is coming soon.
And you're laying fiber, you don't snap your fingers and fix it. But what I'm hearing is we're going way faster than what was anticipated.
New fiber lines are replacing copper wires at major airports around New York City. But some issues go much deeper and will be more challenging to solve, like the dire need for more air traffic controllers. Duffy told lawmakers they are freeing up more teachers in the academy and even providing tutors to help more students get through.
There was a target of 2,000 for this fiscal year of controllers to get out of the academy or to get into the academy. That was not going to be met, but after this supercharge announcement that we made, I think we're going to hit the 2,000.
Duffy has blamed his predecessor, Pete Buttigieg, for problems they are facing now, accusing the Biden administration of being unorganized and inefficient. But Buttigieg says they turned a shrinking air traffic control workforce into a growing one.
My advice would be to focus on making sure that it grows and actually delivering the technological change that's needed.
Duffy is talking to airlines about reducing the amount of flights going into Newark until the issues are resolved. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Well, the Pentagon is working with private companies to create new hypersonic aircraft in the arms race with China. Max Gordon joins us from the Mojave Desert with the latest.
3, 2, 1. Right now, we're at the headquarters of Stratolaunch. They're an aerospace company based in California's Mojave Desert, and we're standing next to a 1-to-1 mock-up of Talon A. This is the first reusable hypersonic aircraft to be manufactured here in the United States since 1968, and this thing can go real fast. Speeds of more than 4,000 miles per hour. It's capable of hitting Mach 6, and it's launched by this behemoth. This is called Rock, and it is the largest operating aircraft in the world. It has 2 fuselages, and it has a wingspan longer than a football field, 385 feet. Talon A is launched from between its twin fuselages. This, as the United States finds itself in a hypersonic tech dogfight against China and Russia.
We are in a hypersonic race. Again, China and Russia have already demonstrated hypersonic capabilities. We have that asymmetry. It's time for the United States to catch up and then leap ahead.
Talon A could be used in President Trump's proposed Golden Dome missile defense system used to intercept threats. On the offensive, hypersonic aircraft could carry a weapons payload with its speed and range making its trajectory difficult to predict and tough to shoot down. But right now, Talon A is all about data collection. So far, Talon A has only made 2 hypersonic flights, but Stratolaunch says in the very near future, they're hoping that it'll be making multiple hypersonic flights a month. In Mojave, California, Max Gordon, Fox Business.
Well, Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later animal activists file a lawsuit to stop the relocation of 2 elephants to Oklahoma. Why they say the animals will suffer mental and physical harm at the Tulsa Zoo.
It's employee.
It turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Very warm, teetering on hot temperatures into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Really not that far shy of the record high, but pretty calm for us tonight. We only drop back near 70 degrees. Still warm tomorrow, smidge cooler. It looks like lower 80s instead of upper 80s, so near 80 by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, I think most of us 81, 82, maybe 83 degrees. There could be a random shower far southern counties, Benton County into Berry County. Besides that, I think we are looking pretty good. Heading into tomorrow night, temperatures back down near 60, and then we got to watch for some potential of at least a few scattered thunderstorms, again, mainly south of I-44. As we get into Friday morning, I think most of the severe weather will kind of get going east of the region, but still something we want to watch. During the afternoon on Friday, we make it up to about 80 to 82 degrees once again. 75 to start, 79 by noon, high temp 82 on your Thursday. Still breezy, southerly winds tonight, gusts 20 to 25. They come down a bit tomorrow afternoon out of the west at about 10 to 20, then crank up a little bit more once again tomorrow night into Friday with those gusts kind of 20 to 25. Not super windy, but you'll definitely hear the wind outside. Looking outside right now, great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. Look at these temps, upper 70s, lower 80s. Still, we're tracking our next storm system, northern parts of the Rockies. You can see severe weather through parts of Nebraska. Much bigger system building out in the Gulf of Alaska, and that will start to affect us early next week. So let's go back to thunderstorms on Friday. Kind of getting going here. So some of them could be strong, most of the severe weather to our east. On Saturday, we're on the northern fringe, most of the severe weather to our south, but a few of these guys could get in Saturday night. Most of the severe weather Sunday, central Kansas and Oklahoma, but could drive in Sunday night. Then on Mondays, our higher chance into Tuesday, higher chances as well. So let's go toward the weekend. Most of Saturday looks pretty good, but some scattered thunderstorms get in here late Saturday. Heading into Sunday morning, we're going to start with a few thunderstorms most of the day. Pretty good. Then thunderstorms are up to our west, drive in Sunday night into Monday morning. Then again, Monday night, we do the same thing, more thunderstorms to our west, and then drive in as we get into Tuesday morning. 80s sticking around, 82 on your Thursday, 83 on Friday, 82 Saturday, 85 on Sunday, but plenty of chances for thunderstorms all the way through next Tuesday.
So these temperatures are a little bit higher than normal. What are we normally?
Upper 70s,
Okay.
yeah, 77, 78. Yeah, so I mean, it's warm.
It doesn't feel that humid just yet, though.
It's a little humid today.
But it probably will after we get all that rain.
Yeah, it will.
For sure. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, community members in Nevada had the chance to get lunch, all while supporting a good cause today. On My Own is a nonprofit which works to help support those with disabilities so they can remain living independently in their own home. Today, the organization hosted its 10th annual Disability Awareness Lunch fundraiser, where community members could buy meals and proceeds would go to the nonprofit. The event allows for the community to learn about the organization's mission, all while helping to raise money to support those in need. Still ahead, NFL offensive lineman Tristan Colon visits students at Fairview Elementary School. Plus, Columbus and Galena baseball square off in a regional quarterfinal playoff game. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
A college student.
The playoffs are here for high school baseball in Kansas, and tonight across the area are local teams in Class 3A and below playing regional quarterfinals. 3 wins over the next week plus gives you a trip to the state tournament. Columbus hosts Galena in the regional quarterfinal this evening. In the first, Reese Ponce smacks the ball up the middle. That gets through for a 2-out RBI single. Next batter, Cash Smith, and he rockets one to the opposite field. That falls down as well, and that sets up runners on the corners. Jet Tanner comes up to the plate next, and he pulls it into left center. That's another hit. 2 more runs are going to score, and the Titans take a 3-0 lead in the first. Next inning, Ben Major strikes out the batter looking. He keeps the Bulldogs off the board. Now in the third, bases loaded, and Carter Woodcock gets one past the infield. 2 more come home, and it's 5-0 Titans. Columbus goes on to beat Galena 6-0 and advances to the regional semifinal. That's against Caney Valley on Monday. The playoffs are well underway for our local junior colleges. Fort Scott and Coffeyville both played their first games at the district tournament in Salina yesterday. The Greyhounds lost, the Red Ravens won. That means today Fort Scott plays in an elimination game, and that is where its season comes to a close. Greyhounds fall to Cloud County 7-3. They finished the year with a record of 37-24. Coffeyville loses for the first time in this tournament tonight, and the Red Ravens fall to Cowley 18-1. That means they face Cloud County in an elimination game. That's tomorrow afternoon at 1. And students at Fairview Elementary School in Carthage get a special visit from an NFL player who hails from Southwest Missouri. Webb City High School graduate and 5-year NFL veteran offensive lineman Tristan Colon speaks to second and third graders this morning about the importance of perseverance and staying in school.
Again, there was a saying, it takes a village to raise a child, and I would say it probably took the entire 417 kind of area code to raise me. It means a lot to me to be able to go around, come back to the community, be able to help with camps or help out in schools, do career days, things like that, just to be around and to be able to be a voice in the community.
After spending 3 seasons with the Ravens and the last 2 with the Cardinals, Colon is currently a free agent looking for a new team for his 6th season in the NFL. And since it's a Wednesday night, it's time for another Diamond Deep Dive on the Cardinals and Royals. St. Louis enters today with the longest active winning streak in Major League Baseball. They've won 9 games in a row. That ends this afternoon, though. The Cardinals lose the first game of a doubleheader to the Phillies 2-1. But they bounce right back and score 14 runs on 19 hits. In the second game, they win that one 14-7. Now, the Phillies actually jumped out to a 5-1 lead in that second game, and starting pitcher Sonny Gray goes just 3 2/3. But Mason Wynn goes 4 for 5 with 3 RBI. Alec Burleson has 3 hits, including a home run. The Cardinals, they're now just 1 game back of the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. Meanwhile, the Royals, they're in the 9th inning of their series finale against the Astros, and as we come on the air, they trail 4-3. With a loss, Kansas City would drop to 4.5 games behind the Tigers for the lead in the AL Central and 1 game behind the Guardians for second. Royals have a couple off days before facing the Cardinals on Friday. Back to Tristan Colon paying a visit to Carthage. It's pretty cool, and you can tell that he cares about being from the area.
Yeah, that was neat what he had to say. Like, he enjoyed coming back for the career days and just to help out with camps. That's really nice.
Yeah, totally.
All right, we're back with more news after this. Animal activists file a lawsuit seeking to block the planned relocation of 2 elephants to Oklahoma. The group alleges the Los Angeles Zoo misled the public by saying the animals would be moved to an elephant experience and nature preserve in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but instead are being sent to a zoo. Lauren Posen reports.
It's the latest twist in the years-long debate over 40-year-old Billy and 59-year-old Tina, the last 2 elephants at the Los Angeles Zoo.
They are going to continue to suffer under the same inhumane conditions, and this is unacceptable.
The zoo plans to relocate Billy and Tina to the Elephant Experience and Preserve in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so the elephants will continue getting top care and get a chance to join a larger herd. Attorney Melissa Lerner, who represents John Kelly, the man suing the LA Zoo, says that preserve is actually part of a larger elephant enclosure at the Tulsa Zoo.
The zoo environment, well-settled science confirms, is an inhumane environment, no matter how big the zoo enclosure, for elephants, and they will suffer mental and physical harm.
The 35-page complaint asked the court to block the move to Tulsa or any other zoo and instead send Billy and Tina to a sanctuary accredited by the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries. The lawsuit also has the support from Grammy winner Cher, who co-founded the charity Free the Wild. In a statement to the court, Cher says in part, "I've seen firsthand what it takes to rescue, rehabilitate, and safely relocate elephants to sanctuaries. The Tulsa Zoo is not a sanctuary. Billy and Tina have served their time in confinement. They deserve the chance to live out their lives in peace and dignity." This isn't the first time Cher has stepped in to help animals. Back in 2020, she helped rescue Kavan, known as the world's loneliest elephant, and helped move into a sanctuary in Cambodia after he spent years living in grim conditions without a companion. As for Billy and Tina, zoogoers we spoke with also want to see them have the same fate.
I'm not against it. I'm for it. I'm very much for animal rights.
I think they should go to a sanctuary. Yeah, what do you think, Tobes? Same thing. Same thing.
Tell us why.
I think they deserve to go a little bit more free range instead of the smaller zoos.
Well, Janet Jackson is set to be honored with an Icon Award at the 2025 American Music Awards, plus a first look at the star-studded legal drama All's Fair. That and more coming up next in Hollywood Nation. Cynthia Erivo brings Dracula to life, and Janet Jackson reigns with an icon crown. Fox's Anna Elopoulos has a look at these stories and more in today's Hollywood Nation.
Tell us your story. Kardashian's courtroom drama, Erivo takes the stage, and Jackson scores a prestigious honor in the Hollywood Nation. Janet Jackson adds another jewel to her crown. The legendary singer will receive the coveted Icon Award at the American Music Awards for her global impact on the music industry. She will also hit the stage for her first TV performance since 2018. Jennifer Lopez hosts the annual ceremony, airing live from Las Vegas on CBS and Paramount Plus May 26th.
Cynthia, to your left!
Cynthia Erivo will play 23 roles in her next theatrical feat. The Tony, Emmy, and Grammy winner will star in the one-woman stage adaptation of Dracula in London's West End. Performances begin February 4th, 2026 at the Noel Coward Theatre.
I know you. I know your pain.
In today's First Looks, Lionsgate released the final trailer for the John Wick spin-off Ballerina ahead of its June 6th release. The new clip highlights Ana de Armas as the revenge-seeking assassin Eve Macaro, and a surprise encounter with John Wick himself.
Everything we're going to show you today, you should be intimately familiar with.
Kim Kardashian leads an elite all-female law firm in the trailer for the Ryan Murphy series All's Fair. She plays a powerhouse Los Angeles divorce lawyer navigating scandalous breakups, shifting alliances, and personal drama in and out of the courtroom. The star-studded cast includes Sarah Paulson, Naomi Watts, Glenn Close, and Niecy Nash-Betts. The show premieres this fall.
That's bitter.
Anna Elopoulos, Fox News.
And that's our time for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of a poodoo fawn at the Nashville Zoo. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.